Tampa, where there really is no indication at this point of the storm that is yet to come. Obviously, things are going to be getting worse and worse later throughout the day into the evening hours. That's when we're really expecting the worst of this. John Berman is in Miami. Chris Cuomo is in Naples, Florida. For us, we have correspondents all throughout the region and in other states as well, because this storm is not just an event for Florida. It's going to be affecting other states as well. But I want to go to John Berman. John, there was a report you mentioned just a short time ago of a crane collapsing in Miami. What have you learned about that?
That's right. A crane has cracked. Officials want to be clear to say it's not a full collapse. The standing part of the crane has not pulled off of the building, but it does appear that the boom has cracked off. This was a source of concern for people in this city. 20 to 25 cranes do line the city right now. It's a sign of the sort of the economic boom that's happening in Miami right now. They did not have time to take them down. I believe we have with us a witness, someone who saw this crane crack. Gideon Ape joins me by the phone right now. He is in downtown Miami. Gideon, give me a sense of what you saw.
Hi, what's going on? Really, I was just riding the storm out like many people here in downtown Miami, and heard a loud crack, and then like a boom that kind of followed that, and so I assumed that something large fell, and I looked out the window and looked up, and I saw just some remnants of the crane falling down to the building next to me, and so right now it's cracked, and looking at it right now, there's a little metal piece that's attached to, I guess, like the crane chain or something like that, and it's swinging around and it's busting out other windows of the property itself, and so that's pretty much what I saw, and I heard more than what I saw, but that's what I got.
You know, officials had told us leading up into the storm that these cranes were built to withstand winds of 145 miles an hour. We're not there. The wind gusts we're told right now in some of the high rises about 100 miles an hour. Obviously, at least this crane on a building under construction right now, couldn't withstand that. It did crack. What did it look like? There were any people? I can't imagine anyone was out on the streets in these conditions, but did you see any signs of people nearby when you looked out your window?
Not at all. I mean, the streets have been pretty empty. It's been like a ghost town around here for the most part. I think people are taking heed to the curfew that we have in place, and also obviously the storm. I think it's just common sense to stay off the streets during something like this. Hopefully, it's common sense.
All right. Yeah, hopefully indeed. All right, Gideon Ape, thank you so much for that perspective. Again, the news, a crane has now cracked in Miami, one of the more than 20 that do line this city. They didn't have time to take them down, Anderson. We got several more hours of these wind gusts now, 100 miles an hour in those high rises, so people really need to be careful. Stay away from your windows if you are in a high rise anywhere near those buildings. Anderson?
Yeah, John, that's obviously a huge concern here in Tampa. This is a city that has been booming. There's been a big construction boom. There's two cranes. I don't know if you can pan over. There's two cranes right over here, just off the Hillsborough River. Obviously, they have tried to secure those, but as you know by now, if you've been watching our coverage, the cranes, the perpendicular cranes, are left to float freely and act basically as a weather vane. But there's big questions about how prepared Tampa is for a storm of this magnitude and storm surge of this magnitude. 5 to 8 feet was the estimate as of yesterday. It was 1921 when a Category 3 storm hit Tampa. It caused widespread damage. Thankfully, the city was not